know a lot of people, cause I've been a lot of places.
What's going on, world? You're rocking with the young man Nuke, and this is Fresh Radio, where I bring you family, revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip-hop all in one show. I want to talk about God. Just give my thoughts on God right quick. I have been, over the decades, at least 2, I've been privy to a lot of different trains of thought, lines of thinking, when it came to God. I could come out and say that I was raised a Jehovah's Witness as a youngling, up until, we'll say, I was about 11 or 12, when I was no longer forced to participate. Don't really want to go into my Jehovah's Witnessings on this particular show, but I grew up, and as an adult, I realized that's not the way that's meant for me. I will say that a lot of the lines of thought and teachings were pretty dope, you know. I won't ever bash the Jehovah's Witness organization other than a white man created it. And that's not just to be racist or nothing like that. It's definitely prejudice. But as a black man, I couldn't subscribe to something that a white man perpetuates, propagates, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, Jesus wasn't white. He wasn't black either. That's another story, another topic. But let's talk about God. Let's talk about G-O-D, capital, all caps. I don't want to make anybody mad, so I guess this will come with a warning. I don't want to say trigger warning or nothing. I'm not here to poke fun of or antagonize or I don't want to mislead. These thoughts are mine. Even if I have received information from others, I just want to make sure that you get the idea that, you know, I'm not doing this purposefully. You know, this is really some things I've researched over the decades, and just want to put this out there because I have a platform to do so. So God, it makes me mad that a lot of people refer to God as a he. Can't say I'm mad or upset, but you know, that's just the words I'm choosing. But you know, I feel that if anything is creating something that expresses a lot of feminine energy. So, you know, I would like to think of God as being a woman. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't like that. But, you know, that's just how I view the Almighty Creator. And I have been privy to sit at the foot of many a grand teacher, the digital foot. You know, I've been in a lot of lectures online. Dr. Delbert Blair, rest in peace. I've listened to a lot of his lectures, and one thing he says that resonates with me is that we are all creator gods. But there is only one universal prime creator. And I agree with that. If we're made in the image of God, then we can take on those attributes of such. And yes, I'm a creator. I know a lot of people are like, ooh, content creation. But I make music. I make beats. I make songs. Yeah, I write lyrics. I do like to create art. Paint. I like to paint. That's my favorite medium outside of music. So, like, yeah, I'm a creator to a degree. I've created children. Oh, man. I've helped create children. And I learned a lot about that aspect of God through Delbert Blair. He actually has this prayer. I think he says it twice a day. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me on this planet on which I live now. Please open up my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only the truth and your love now. Said it so much I memorized it. I recently ran across something that said something about if God is an omnipotent, all-knowing force, why does it require worship? It's a good thought. And I read a comment and it said basically, if it is a multi-dimensional being and it's inviting worship, it wouldn't be out of a need or an ego, but more so out of alignment. To worship where we came from would be to invite the discipline and order instead of becoming out of chaos. So worship of God is just an alignment of the natural way of order. And I agree with that. Something I just read that I agree with. I want to get a little deep, I guess. I think it was Dr. Phil, Reverend Dr. Phil Valentine. He says that God was always an all-knowing, all-seeing everything and wanted to learn about itself. So it took upon itself to fold into itself to create. So God, the almighty universal prime creator, chose to know itself by and through its creations. So it created. And during this creation process, we get everything that is and will ever be. I talked to a Hindu priest when I worked at a chocolate factory in Pennsylvania. And he basically told me in so many words that God is everything. Went over my head at the time. Definitely went over my head at the time. But now I'm a little seasoned. And I realize what he's talking about. Like, God is definitely everything. There would be nothing without God. And so God manifests itself in all things, living and inanimate and inanimate. I didn't want to say non-living, but like, is the rock alive because it doesn't breathe? Something about the Dalai Lama said, is the clock still accurate when it's not being watched? Something deep like that. So, God created, folded into itself to create. And that's where we come into play. We are all aspects of God, given our own individual life force, if you will. In order to teach God who God is through our actions, we are God having a human experience in order to teach God about itself. Okay. I allow that thought to resonate with me, and I treat everyone accordingly. I will say, I could get a little deeper and bring Jesus and involved and angels and whatever. But I just want to talk about God. And I will say that the way that we interact with our source, our supreme being, our deity, can differ depending on the location of which we reside on this globe. However, for the most part, all of us are worshiping the same being, just in different expressions. In the same way the Egyptians had all of their gods. Their gods were creative expressions on how God showed itself to us. Like, I don't know much about was it Meta Nature? Netters? I'm not sure about how those particular gods were expressed. But some of y'all know Anubis is the god of death, and there's some other gods that did things. They just expressed. The story is there was a lot of different gods in North Egypt and South Egypt, and then there was a pharaoh who united all of those gods under one, Akhenaten, King Tut's daddy, and that was the first recorded instance of monotheism. One God, one religion, one train of thought when it came to that. And that confused people. They killed him, got rid of him. Who's to say that someone's wrong about how they worship? I don't know. There's even the synagogue of Satan. There it is. I can't say what they worship, but I mean, are they wrong? I like to talk about. I can't say I like to talk about it, but I bring it up a lot. It's like God and the devil are one and the same, because if God didn't create, there would be no devil. So God, in a sense, created the devil from himself. Think about that for a little bit. Let that ponder on you. Don't use your emotions. Think with your heart. And with that being the case, there's always good within the bad, just as there's bad within the good. And that's the yin and the yang, for sure. The good is always chasing the bad out, and the bad is always chasing the good out. And that's the symbioticness of this life that we live, like, for sure. I really don't think I should elaborate. I can elaborate. Just let me know if you want me to go a little further into depth about what I was talking about. I know I'm probably going to resurface and retouch on this a little bit later, just because I want to talk about God. I like God. I like the spiritual aspects of metaphysics and the divine. I like talking about these type of things. I like expressing myself with like-minded individuals who have this let's just say this is the best way for me to deliver this message to who needs to hear it. I do my prayers. I pray all the time. I pray every day. Because of how I operate, I don't think my prayers go unanswered or anything like that. I know I'm being heard. I have a very, very, very strong sense of connection to Source. And I'm just a being that is slowly being dripped information of understanding, because this is what I asked for. And I have the ability to deliver it through this medium. I will be taken care of because of my efforts. I just have to continue to do the work. So yeah, there's that. I am gonna get out of here. Don't really have too much to say other than, if you are interested in any topics like these, just let me know. I'll definitely go in and try to appease any of the listeners, because I definitely want to make this a place where we can have dialogue with, back and forth. I will argue with you in the comments. I'm not saying, is it an argument or a debate? We can debate in the comments for sure. I don't think we have to argue. Everybody is entitled to their differences of opinion, for sure. And we don't always have all the facts. And I know I don't, so yeah, bring it. Gotta say to those who have taken advantage of the art form EP that I put out last year, yeah, $15 cash at me. It's only available in the physical at this point. 5 songs, $5 a song. You're paying for the shipping, handling, packaging, postage. You're paying for, just the creation of the physical itself. The songs, the music is just $1 per song, but the CD and the cover and the artwork and the creative design and all that costs a little money. So, $15 and it gets to you. I'm not charging no shipping or nothing like that. It's all included, $15. And there's a bonus track that has more songs on it than the actual EP. So yeah, this is a collector's edition. If you get this copy, $20, and I'll autograph it and give you a little message on the disc for sure. Other than that, yeah, you got your nice little piece of history here for sure. It's not going any further. And if I do reproduce it, it's going to definitely be a little bit more. It won't have that bonus track on there, tell you that. But yeah, hit me up. NUKNOE.LINK. Get at me on the social media links. Say that you want the copy of the art form. We'll make it happen. Also, I'll be having copies of the Fuck with the Shits. Me and Killjoy put together. Kilgone, DeBoer, Different. And yeah, those are the only 2 features on it. We went in for sure. Also, if you are in need of some consultations in this music industry that we got, hit me up. Definitely, I do my due, and I don't bullshit. You know, if you're going to pay me, I'm going to make sure that you're getting well what you paid for. I will add an additional copy of, well, I will add a copy of 5 things you need to know about the music business book I'm creating. It's almost finished. I just got a couple more pages to write, but by the time you hit this one, yeah, should be out and released. Yeah, so that goes with all of the consultations that I book. You know, definitely hit me up. If you need some verse work, need some hooks, man, hit me up for that too. I'll definitely get in with this pen, and yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to working with people, but man, yeah, you just come correct. Do what you say you're gonna do. That's it. This has been another episode of the Fresh Radio, where we bring you the family revolution, edutainment, spirituality, health, and hip hop all in one show. And yeah, man, y'all be smooth. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Hey. I know a lot of people cause I've been a lot of places. Might forget a name, but I don't forget faces. My game been tight for a quarter century.